McKenna Stacy with the Rebel rebound. She'll push all the way to the other end. Euro step up off the glass and in.
Rich Rebel basketball is on.
Kicks it out left corner. Thompson, long two. Got it. Rattles home. Wallenstein knocks it down. Rattles home a three from the right wing.
Coming off a third-place finish at last year's state tournament, the Lady Rebels return for the 2018-19 season with goals of taking it to the next level.
Her shot blocked by Sydney Hatch, and the Rebels come down with the basketball.
Coach Cody Lundgren returns for his fourth season on the bench, and with a young and athletic roster, the Rebels are ready to run.
Gives left wing to Thompson. Lauren steps up, shoots, and hits off the back of the iron and down through Lauren Thompson.
MyLocalRadio.com presents Rich Rebel Basketball on KADQ FM 98.3 Rebel Radio and live streaming video on MyLocalRadio.com. High School Hoops presented by Rocky Mountain Yeti, Evanston Regional Hospital, Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, by West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, by Jensen Wood Motors of Montpelier, Idaho, MyLocalRadio.com, Plains Tire, and by Pet Mineral Labs.
Offensive rebound, Eliana Brown with the putback.
And now, Rebel Roundball fans, hang up your boots, crank up the volume, and get ready to roll as we head courtside to join the play-by-play voice of the Rebels, Ryan STEINECKERT.
Good afternoon and welcome to Coalville, North Summit High School. And today's broadcast this afternoon, the Rebels take on the 2A North Summit Braves, coming in at 13-1. Just a little bit better than the Rebels at 13-2 after last night's win in overtime at Manila. It's Rich and North Summit this afternoon in Coalville. We got your pregame coming up in just a moment on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
If you had a toothache, would you see a foot doctor? Or would you go to the dermatologist to have a baby? Of course not. When your vehicle needs service, take it to the best qualified mechanics. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, our technicians are GM certified service experts. They're trained to know every inch of your vehicle. Don't trust your vehicle to just anyone. Have all your service done at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
If you've dreamed of owning your own beachfront property at beautiful Bear Lake, but think you can't afford it, think again, because you can. It's an investment you can rent that pays for itself, and you can enjoy it too. Realtor Gary McKee and the team at Bear Lake Realty can help make your dream come true. Visit with Gary today, because you'll never know unless you ask. Bear Lake Realty in Garden City. Visit BearLakeRealty.com. Welcome back to North Summit. And today's broadcast, Ryan STEINECKERT here, and running the camera, Kaylee Hatch. The Rebels coming off of last night's win at Manila. And I think a combination of Manila playing great, Rebels maybe overlooking, at least mentally, Manila a little bit last night. And the Mustangs on homecoming night really came out solid and gave the Rebels a tough one. Rich had to come from behind to win in overtime, 62-60. The Rebels outscored Manila 22-6 down the stretch in the final half of that fourth quarter to come back and force overtime. The Rebels come in averaging almost 45 points per game, allowing just better than 35 points per contest. And Rich at 13-2. More importantly for them, of course, is that 3-0 mark in Region 22 play. North Summit just a little bit better, 13-1 overall. That one loss is against 3A's #1 ranked team in Emory. And North Summit 4-0 in 2A Region 16. Now, talking with Coach Jerry Holmes and looking at that region, it's not a particularly tough region. You've got Duchesne, North Summit, and Altamont is in that region as well. We saw the Rebels beat Altamont by 11 earlier this season at Rich. And so Coach Holmes says they've had a good, solid preseason, but they have not had a tough regular season or the tough region season so far. Now the Braves, if you look at similar teams, I mentioned Rich has played Altamont. North Summit has also played Altamont. The other teams that both have played, Tabiona. Rich beat Tabiona by 1 last week. North Summit took on Tabiona early in the season. That was here in North Summit, and they beat Tabby 67-35. Add that to the win earlier this week over Altamont, 78-22. And those two common opponents, defensively, the teams are about the same. The Rebels have allowed 30 points per game against those two, Altamont and Tabiona, whereas North Summit has allowed 28.5. But offensively, much different. The Rebels have scored 36.5 combined against Tabiona and Altamont, and North Summit 72.5. And so on paper, North Summit looks like a better team. Now, on the court, though, we'll have to see. So far, the freshman girls of North Summit beat the Rebels 46-41 in the JV game. We're midway through the fourth quarter, and it's a close one, 44-37, North Summit with the lead. Here's a couple of things we do know. North Summit last year lost in the 2A quarterfinals against Enterprise and ended up finishing 5th place. They finished 5th the year before that and lost in the 3rd and 4th place game against Summit Academy in 2015-16. Braves have 2 state titles in their history in 1984 and in 1985. They're coached by a former Rich Rebel coach and administrator and teacher in Jerry Holmes. And he's doing a great job with these gals. Now, the last time these teams met, it was North Summit with the win, 64-51. The Rebels hung around, but North Summit got 14 points in the fourth quarter alone from Brecklin Murdoch. She finished with 26. Kennedy McQueen last year as a sophomore scored 21 against the Rebels, and North Summit outscored Rich 22-18 in the fourth quarter to earn the victory. North Summit is a very good team. Kennedy McQueen has committed to play for the University of Utah. She's that kind of an athlete, that kind of a basketball player, and they look to her to do a lot. McQueen averages 20 points, almost 21, 7 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and better than 5 steals per game, and that's on a team of North Summit that scores at a rapid pace, 65 points per game. Defensively, they're allowing almost 40, and that's going to happen when you push the tempo like that. You're going to allow a few more points than a team like Rich that will push it when they have the opportunity, but more often than not, they'll take it slow and try to slow that pace down. So that's Rich and North Summit. They've met a bunch of times over the history of the teams, and I know they've met a lot of times prior to the 01-02 season. That's where my records end as far as I have records from 01-02 through this season, and we'll tell you more about that on our Lake Town Ledger. But first, we'll move along in our pregame show and bring you the Rich County 4-H standout student. Rich County 4-H empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. And we'll hear from Mason Skibby when we return. He's a sophomore at Rich High School. We'll be back to hear from Mason right after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Engaging youth to reach their fullest potential while advancing the field of youth development. That is 4-H. Helping young people develop citizenship, leadership, responsibility, and life skills. That is 4-H. Nearly 6 million active participants, more than 25 million alumni worldwide. 4-H members strive to make the best better, and they learn by doing. Find out more about 4-H in Rich County by calling the 4-H office in the county building in Randolph. Agriculture, citizenship, healthy living, science, engineering, and technology. That is 4-H.
You're watching online at MyLocalRadio.com. Alyssa Richens, the first man off the bench for this North Summit Lady Braves team, just hit a jumper from the left baseline. That put North Summit on top, 46-39, a 7-point lead in the JV game with 2:46 left to go. Rebels hanging around, trying to climb back in. Rich and North Summit. I think this is, a couple of weeks ago I said when Rich was going to take on COALVILLE, I said, this is the best team the Rebels have faced so far this season. We've got a new best team the Rebels have faced so far this season, and it is North Summit who the Rebels take on this afternoon. Before we get to the game, though, it's time for your standout student presented by Rich County 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. Ryan STEINECKERT with sophomore Mason Skibby at Rich High School. Mason, thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
How's your sophomore year going?
It's going great. I have all good grades, and I got a plan ahead of me.
Tell me about the plan.
It's going to be where I graduate high school, and my dad's going to pass me his business that he started this year, and now it's taken off, so I'll be making money, and I'll have my education.
Wow, that's great. What's the business?
It's a handyman service where I go into condos that my dad works at right now over in Harbor Village in Garden City. He works there, and he fixes the appliances and just all the stuff in the condos, and then he has his business with his name on the sides and the number where people contact him to build reconstruct houses and decks and stuff like that.
Is that something, have you done a little bit of that? You like it?
Yeah, I've helped him with a few things. He's taught me a little bit, and I'm just learning as I go, and after I graduate, he's going to teach me some more.
That's great. That's a good plan in place.
Yeah.
Mason, is that something that just recently came about that you got some interest in and it's looking good, or have you always liked to work with your hands and fix things?
Well, before I moved in with my dad, which was 3 years ago, I was actually a person who liked playing on video games and stuff like that. But now I like snowmobiling and four-wheeling, and after he introduced me to carpentry and things like that, building things, I started to make things with him, like birdhouses and stuff, and then he introduced me to his business, and I started building with him.
Nice. Mason, you said you're getting good grades. You don't have to tell me, but is that something you've always done, is always worked at to get good grades?
Just as when I came to high school is when I actually started looking towards needing good grades and having to have an education in order to have jobs and things like that. But before, my grades were actually terrible when I was in elementary and things like that because I didn't care.
Do you still play some video games?
All the time, on my phone.
What do you play? Do you have like top 3?
I like race car games, building games, and art games.
What else are you into? Any other interests?
I like shooting, like with my BB guns and my shotguns and things like that. I like drawing, which I'm pretty good at. And I like just using the vehicles, the four-wheelers, snowmobiles, and all those kind of things.
What do you like to draw?
It depends on what kind of skill level it is. Sometimes it can go in between the standards of three-dimensional to just two-dimensional, which is kind of a difference, or it can go to like fire to cars, which is different textures and things like that on your paper.
So are you taking some art classes now and kind of developing that talent?
I took art classes my freshman year, art class, but I don't right now because I have to take some carpentry classes and things like that for my future business.
Will you go to any college, or do you think high school will get you where you need to be for the business?
The only way I'm going to end up going to college, if I do, is if I can get a scholarship with my wrestling.
Since you mentioned wrestling, let's talk about it. What weight? 113, right?
Yeah, I weigh 113, and we just came back from Wind River.
How'd that go for you?
I only won one match out of 4. I wasn't really in the mood that day. I didn't even want to wrestle.
Is that a normal thing for you? In the mood, out of the mood?
Well, usually on matches, when it just depends. If you're ready for the day and it's going to be a good day, and you wake up at a good time, you're going to be ready to wrestle. And if you are full, or like, depends on how you eat too. If you're just feeling it for the day to go out and wrestle, then you're going to do good. But if you wake up and you don't want to wrestle and you don't want to do it, you're not going to do good when you wrestle.
When did you start wrestling? How old were you?
Just last year.
Oh, so this is just your second year wrestling?
Yeah.
You like it for the most part?
The only reason why I do it is because my dad enjoys it and the coaches enjoy it, and I'm supposedly good at it. So I just do it because it can get me a scholarship maybe.
You feel like you're getting better?
Yeah, I'm a lot better than last year because I've beaten some kids that destroyed me last year, and this year I'm actually beating those kids and placing at tournaments.
Are you getting stronger? Is your technique getting better? What's making you get better? How are you improving?
My classmates and the mates that are in the sport with me, I practice with the bigger kids and the lower kids, which gives me a different understanding of how these different weights use their moves and how they're strategized and things like that. But this weight I'm in right now is a little higher, so I have to kind of trick people into doing things that they don't want to do so I can catch them in a move because I'm not really strong enough for 113 right now.
Mason, let's get back to you as a student. What are you looking forward to the rest of your sophomore year?
Just having fun and being crazy and keeping my grades up.
You going to do the musical?
No.
So when wrestling's over, you get back outside on the snow machine and the motorcycles and stuff?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to actually getting my first motorcycle. And I have a snowmobile right now that I just worked for.
What's your favorite thing about being a rich rebel?
That when I moved up here, down in the city, I didn't have really any friends. I was a lonesome person. I was inside. I never shared my feelings with anybody. I felt depressed pretty much all the time because I was just sad all the time. I had nothing down there. And then when I moved up here, I was introduced to all these new people, and I enjoyed it up here with the sport and meeting all the people in the sport and everybody here. It made me feel happier. And then when I took state last year also, when I took 4th place, it made me real happy because my dad was there and I connected with him more. And it made me just a happier person moving up here to introduce to all these new friends.
It's great that you've been welcomed here, and you seem to like it here.
Yeah, I love it here. It's a lot better than the city.
Mason, that's awesome. Thanks for your time. Good luck with wrestling, 113 pounds, and the rest of your sophomore year.
Thank you.
Pleasure to talk with Mason Skibby, sophomore. The Rebel wrestlers are in action, I think, this weekend in Aberdeen, right? Kaylee Hatch running my camera tonight. Rebel girls JV team battling back. 23 seconds left. Rich has the basketball, so we'll give you some bonus JV coverage here as this thing winds down. Inbound pass, and Tingy starts to turn and do something with the ball before she had possession of it. Rebels turn it over, a costly one with a 5-point deficit, 48-43 against this North Summit Braves JV squad. Inbound, the Rebels trying to foul. They knock a player to the floor, but they don't get the whistle they were looking for. Finally, the foul comes with 14.6 seconds to go. That was Malia Evans, the sophomore, who went down. The Rebels ended up fouling, looks like Kennedy Garfield, a junior, who will go to the free throw line. It's the North Summit Braves team. Let me change the scene for you, the look on there. If you're watching online at mylocalradio.com, we'll get the Stacy's Repair scoreboard up there. Final seconds of the JV game in the freshman action. The North Summit Braves won 46-41. Garfield steps up, makes the first in a 1-and-1 situation, and North Summit leads by 6, 49-43. Varsity action coming up. The 2-loss Rebels against the 1-loss Braves. Garfield's second rims out, and the rebound tipped away from the Rebels. Last touched by the Rebels. Kendall Staple bounces the ball to the official in frustration. She doesn't agree with that whistle, that call, I guess, the direction the ball is headed. North Summit to inbound. They barely get it in before the violation. Taylor Cornea defending Garfield tightly, and it looks like the Rebels are realizing that too much to overcome in the final waning seconds. Chloe Dix fouled by Kendall Staple, and for Kendall, that's a 5th personal foul. She'll finish with 13 points in this JV action. Rebels were down fairly big at the half, and it looked like the North Summit Braves would run away with this one, but Rich has made it close in the 3rd and 4th quarters. At the line again is Chloe Dix, a sophomore, and she misses the front end of the 1-and-1, but the rebound chased down in the corner on the baseline. Just enough of a push from the Rebels, either Maddie Weston or Haley Nye. Looks like Haley Nye is the one who committed the foul. And that'll send Marcy Richens, a freshman, to the free throw line. She'll shoot 2. We're in the double bonus. She makes the first one anyway, and that will probably do it. 3.3 seconds to go. Rebels down by 7. They might be able to get off another shot if Richens hits this free throw, or if the Rebels get a rebound and a quick outlet. Richens hits it, though. Cornea will inbound to Taylor Cornea. Up, she'll fire a long pass ahead on the sideline. Taylor McKee, and time runs out as the Rebels just can't quite keep possession. Final score in the JV game: North Summit wins 51-43. Our varsity action is coming up in a few minutes. We'll hear from each of the coaches on the rest of our pregame show. We want to thank our sponsors for the standout student, Rich County 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. We'll be back to hear from Jerry Holmes, head coach of the North Summit Braves, right after this on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
We take your fun very seriously. That's why we put so much emphasis on training and experience with our mechanics at Cash Honda Yamaha. Whether you're getting it ready for an upcoming season, putting it away for the winter, having routine maintenance, or have a mechanical problem, we want to make sure that when you're ready to have fun with it, it's ready for you. Don't trust your fun to just anyone. Make sure you bring all your service work to Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley.
This is a Lady Rebel basketball coach, Cody Lundgren, and you're tuned in to the pregame show on Rebel Radio. Opening tip is less than 20 minutes away on KADQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to the Cody Lundgren Coaches Show on KDQ and MyLocalRadio.com. The Rebels took one away from Manila last night. Rich outscored the Mustangs 22-6 down the stretch in regulation and then won in overtime 62-60. Rich now 3-0 in Region 22 play. Today's opponent, maybe the best team Rich has played this season, 13-1 North Summit, who's 4-0 in 2A Region 22. No one sees the game the way the coaches do, so we'll take a few minutes to visit with opposing coach Jerry Holmes, and then we'll talk to Rebel head man Cody Lundgren and get his thoughts on today's game. We'll be right back with more of Rich Rebel basketball on KDQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video online at MyLocalRadio.com.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. Orthopedic surgery is the practice of medicine centered around bones and joints. It's all about movement and activity and getting that to be less painful. Watching a patient with a specific problem, whether that's pain or decreased range of motion, and being able to treat them, by far the best part of my job.
Many of our customers have trusted Jensen Wood Motors for generations. It's important to all of us here at the dealership we always work for the people. My grandpa was a man of his word, and he passed that tradition on to us. We understand that we're here to serve our customers, and every day we try and do that to the best of our ability. We really appreciate each customer, and we want to make sure that they feel that when they're doing business with us.
Jensen Wood Motors, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Montpelier, Idaho.
Ryan Steineckert with Jerry Holmes of the North Summit Braves. Coach, I appreciate your time and having a chance to talk with you.
Good to see you again.
Your season looks like, on paper, great. 13-1, the one loss against 3A's number one Emory. You're scoring a ton of points, and defense looks good, too.
Well, we've had a good preseason, and I was real happy with our schedule and obviously happy with our results, even happy with our Emory game. It was a hard-fought game, and both teams had to fight it out, but yeah, it's been a real good preseason, and now we're excited today because I think we're going to have a good game. We haven't had one in a couple of weeks.
I notice and I pay attention with teams that you've played and teams that Rich has played, and the way you beat Altamont earlier this week. But we were talking, matchups and things like that play such a bigger role. You can't just look on paper.
Yeah, and we jumped on them early and hit some shots that it was over quick. And I think had it gone a little differently at the start, maybe it would have been a closer game. But it was just one of those that the game got away from them and things fell our way. So,
Coach, I remember seeing Kennedy McQueen as a freshman and thinking, man, she's quick. She was tiny at that point. She's gotten a little bigger now. But what kind of a player is she for your team as a leader, as a player, an athlete?
Well, first of all, she's earned what she's getting and because she's put in a ton of time. And you're right, she has grown. She's about 5'11" now, and she's going to go play for Utah. She's committed to go play there, and we're glad that part's over with. She's that stress of 15 different schools wanting you, and so you're right. She has become a very good player for us, and yet through all of her good talent, she's unselfish. She'll get her points, but she really keeps her teammates involved, and that's what makes us better. Is she makes everybody else play better.
And that's a focus of any good team. You may have one or two better players, but everybody's got to pitch in and do their job.
I told them just last week, we can't win it with just her. We can't win it with just our seniors. It's going to take everybody, and that's what I love about team sports is one star or a couple stars can't get it done if they don't have role players, and so it's going to take all of us.
You're scoring a lot of points night in and night out. Are you guys? That's obviously an effort you have to work toward, and you try to push the tempo. Is that something you focus on every night?
Yeah, we do some half-court trap stuff, and we do run on makes and misses. We get the ball up the floor, and that's been a challenge because sometimes when you speed it up, that increases your turnovers, but we're really trying to work on, we're going to get it up quickly. If nothing's there, then we pull it up, but sometimes it's hard to pull the reins back once you get down there. So it's part of the evil that you face when you run, but we have scored a lot of points because of it.
You mentioned hoping for a good matchup and expecting a good matchup with Rich. What do they do well that concerns you as a coach?
Well, they're tough, first of all. They're tough kids, and that will never change, I hope. And they've got a couple of young players that know how to score. And the last couple of weeks, we haven't really faced a scorer. So, I know they've got a couple of girls that are putting a lot of points up. And we're going to take that challenge and try to defend them.
Coach, anything else you want to touch on?
No, just glad you're here and glad the Rebels are here. It's always fun to see good people.
It's a pleasure to be here. I wish we could do this a few more times per year.
Yeah, well, it'd probably be good for all of us.
Jerry Holmes, head coach of the North Summit Braves. Thanks, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Pleasure to talk with Coach Jerry Holmes and chat with him about the North Summit Braves. Rich taking on North Summit tonight. So far, the freshman and JV games have been close. North Summit came out on top in both. We'll tell you more about that later in our pregame show, but we'll hear from Coach Cody Lundgren when we return on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Early Oregon-bound immigrants traveled through the Bear Lake Valley. U.S. Highway 30 basically follows the Oregon Trail. Many wagon trains stopped at Thomas L. Pegleg Smith Trading Post, located near Dingle, Idaho, for supplies. One traveler wrote of camping along Cotton Line Bear River, watching grass as tall as a man wave in the wind. Today, you don't have to ride in a wagon to visit Bear Lake Valley, but the rich history is still here to enjoy. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
the Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service. They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the tire professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
Ryan Steineckert with Cody Lundgren of the Rich Rebels. Coach, you stole one again on the road in region play.
Yeah, it's always good when you steal one away in a fun atmosphere. Region games are, great atmosphere for those girls. It's exciting, and glad they got it done last night.
What's your take on just how the flow of the game went? You guys falling behind and then giving everything you got to come back and force overtime and then get the win?
It was a night of ups and downs. At times we played really well, and at times not so well. So, we'll continue to learn from those performances, and I thought the girls responded well, and once the momentum started to shift for us there in the third quarter, I thought they kept going and believing, and they just never gave up.
The effort in the third and fourth quarter, I mean, the intensity, the hustle picked up. You guys out-hustled for sure in those two quarters.
Yeah, we knew that we had to get the ball from them, and, as soon as Aspen Colette got in foul trouble and then she fouled out, we just kept going, and, we started getting some things to go our way, and that helps.
I've asked you a few times, and I know you work on it all the time, the free throws. Either team could have won it in regulation with free throws.
Yeah, it's funny how, in the atmosphere of the game and a hostile gym, and, well, I'd like to blame it on a hostile gym, but it's every game for us lately. So we'll continue to work on it. It's all you can do, and hopefully they'll start going down for us.
Coach, you got to be proud of the girls, though, the way they battled, never gave up, and came back to win.
Yeah, a lot of leadership out there on the floor, and I thought they never quit. And these girls, they'll never quit. They'll keep playing always. So I love them for that.
That's a big deal. Now you're 3-0 in the region. You're in the driver's seat to win a region title. Obviously, a few games left to go in region play, but you're in control.
Yeah, it's a good place to be, 3-0 in region, and hopefully we can finish out strong in the last half of our region play, and that'll put us where we want to be for the state tournament.
You've got some great tests between now and your next region games, and of course Lyman next week. But today, the one I'm sure focused on is North Summit at their place. This is a very good team.
Yeah, very good team, very athletic, coached very well, very disciplined, and very fast team. So it'll be a good test for us today.
You hung with these guys last year at your place. It ended up being a pretty close game. They got the win, but obviously they've got Kennedy McQueen and Brecklin Murdoch. They've got some great players, and you mentioned the athleticism and speed.
Yeah, you got to get back quick. They'll get you in transition, and then, they're very disciplined in their half-court sets and very skilled, so you have to guard everybody on the floor.
Is this a team similar to Coalville that you played with at Kemmer a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, similar. I don't think you can find a girl like the McQueen girl around, though. So, I mean, it's hard to you don't find those girls too often, and we'll do our best to contain her today.
Will that be a lot of double teams, or just trying to go one-on-one and do your best with one player, or everybody?
Well, there'll be a lot of schemes that we use today, and we're just going to be trying to do better in our stuff to get us ready. So it's tough guarding a girl like that. So you can only hope to slow her down a little bit. You're not going to stop her. So hopefully we can try to contain her just a little bit and see where the chips lie.
A great matchup against a great team. This can help you guys improve quite a bit in one day, right?
Yeah, these are great games for us for our non-region games. These are the type of games that get you ready for the end.
Coach, anything else you want to touch on?
No, thanks, Ryan.
Cody Lundgren of the Rich Rebels. Great win last night at Manila. Way to go, come back and win in overtime. Good luck today with North Summit.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks, Coach. We'll continue on our pregame show, Town of Lake Town Ledger, plus the starting lineups and more coming up when we return on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston is Rich County's representative. As a mother and grandmother of Rich High graduates and current students and a longtime resident of Randolph, Rolene is familiar with your needs and will work to provide you with the best customer service in the industry. The next time you're looking for a new car or truck, think Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
Play hard and go Rebels.
Hello, Miss Susan Siamese Cat.
Dr. Dog, I'm here because my perfectly shiny fur has lost its shimmer, and I don't have the energy I did as a kitten.
Miss Susan Siamese Cat, I recommend that you start taking the Feline Daily Multi-Chews from PetMinerals.com immediately. Your good health isn't a yarn ball to play with.
Dr. Dog, you always make me feel better.
Log on to PetMinerals.com today and get your feline supplements ordered today.
Back at North Summit, these teams have met a number of times over the last 18 years. I wish I could find records going back before the 01-02 season, but on the Town of Lake Town Ledger, brought to you by the Town of Lake Town. Good luck, Rebels, from the Mayor and Town Council, along with the Mayor and Town Council. The Rebels and North Summit have met 20 times in the last 18 years since 2001-02 season. Rebels won the first one. North Summit won 3 in a row from 02 through 05. Then Rich took 11 in a row, including a double overtime thriller in 2012-13. But North Summit has won the last 5. Rich leads in the series 12-8 in the last 20 contests. That's your Town of Lake Town Ledger.
According to the United States Census of 2010, the town of Randolph has a population of 464 people, and every one of us root for the Rich High Rebels.
Who slams it home?
Welcome to Randolph, Utah. We love being able to host the visiting teams, their coaches, their parents, and fans when Rich High has a home game. We love all of our visitors year-round and hope that you can take some time soon to come and visit us in our little slice of heaven, Randolph, Utah.
Some Butterfinger didn't bother to look, and your car goes crunch. Now it looks like the outside of a salted nut roll. People snicker as you drive down the road. Stop the laughter. Let the Three Musketeers at T-Bar-S Body Shop come to your rescue and fix your car. When you drive off, you'll feel like you're skipping across the Milky Way again. You'll think of Matt Rex as the big hunk who came to your rescue. Dents removed, glass chips repaired, and windshields replaced. T-Bar-S Body Shop and Glass Repair on County Road, across from the cemetery in Evanston. Sweet.
We're going to jump right back into your Town of Woodruff starting lineups for the visiting Rich Rebels. Sophomore number 1, McKenna Stacy. Junior number 5, Allie Wallenstein. Senior number 15, Fallon Johnson. Senior number 25, Lauren Thompson. And junior number 32, Sydney Hatch. Town of Woodruff, Mayor Scott Saby. Council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Ken Stewart, and Jason Peterson with Secretary Lisa Bell. Starting lineups for the North Summit Braves. Senior Brecklin Murdoch, number 10. A junior, number 12, Kennedy McQueen, a commit to the University of Utah. She will play there after next year, her senior year. She's a junior this year. Senior number 21, Hannah Lehman. A sophomore number 22, Hadley Richens. And a junior number 30, Gracie Watterson. Those are your starters, brought to you by the Town of Woodruff. And for your keys of the game, presented by Rich County, Rebels of the Championship cause. Number 1 is Lightning McQueen. That's Kennedy McQueen, who averages 20 points, almost 7 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and better than 5 steals per game. The Rebels have got to keep her in check. Keeping in mind that they've got a bunch of other players that can really hurt you. Last year, Brecklin Murdoch scored 26 against Rich, but McQueen is where it starts and finishes. Number 2 is the golden rule. Rebels have to treat the rock like gold and take care of the basketball, limit turnovers. Number 3, battle the boards. The Rebels were killed on the offensive glass last night against Manila, and that just about cost them a region game. Rich luckily came back, but they've got to win the battle of the boards today if they have any hope of hanging with this North Summit Braves team. Hatch wins the Saby Trucking opening tip against Brecklin Murdoch, the senior, against the junior. Rebels have it first, attacking left to right at MyLocalRadio.com. Left corner, Fallon Johnson, 1 dribble, back up to Stacy, way out high on the left wing. Big defense up top, ball deflected as Lauren Thompson goes back court. Rebels kick it right corner. Wallenstein misses the 3, back iron, and Kennedy McQueen has an early rebound. Braves work around. McQueen drives left, dishes off. Great pass, easy finish, Gracie Watterson, and North Summit leads 2-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Stacy gives to Thompson right here in front of us down below. We're looking we're looking toward the east, so the court running north to south, that's left to right from your view at mylocalradio.com. Stacy drives, dishes, Rebels working it quickly around the arc and against this defense, but they throw it away once, and North Summit pushes the other way. Nice pass through traffic, and with the finish is Brecklin Murdoch. 4-0. The speed of this game and with this North Summit team is going to be something the Rebels will have to adjust to. Certainly didn't see that speed last night. Almost another turnover. Did Rich touch it last? I think they did. So second turnover. That's 2 early turnovers, and Rebels, that golden rule, have got to get better. Got to make that adjustment. Maybe a Pugstone Sporting Goods adjustment of the game needing to come. Rich got to take care of the basketball. They'll press and try to slow North Summit down. I think that's as much of the purpose of as anything of running a press or even a half-court trap, is just to slow down the pace of North Summit, which leads 2-0. Murdoch looks, McQueen rather, looks and gets the play call from Coach Holmes in the lane. Nice little spin move and a shot just missed by Brecklin Murdoch. Rebels Allie Wallenton with the rebound. Stacy sets a screen and Hannah Lehman goes too strong through that screen. Lehman picks up her first personal. Stacy sold it well, and with 6:19 left in the first, the Braves are on top 4-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. JV team was down, I think, 12 or 14 points, came back, made it a close contest, lost by 5. For the JV, that was the freshman. The JV, just about the same thing. It was a big lead for the North Summit team, and Rich battled back and made it close, lost by 8. Stacy out on the left wing, across the top, looking for a pass, but the pressure out there takes it away. That's 3 early turnovers for the Rebel offense. They've had 4 possessions, 1 shot attempt. McQueen, top of the key 3, just misses off the right side. Hatch tips the rebound out, and it's picked up by Brecklin Murdoch. Hatch was battling inside for that rebound. Rebels in a 2-3 zone. They deflect a pass. It's tipped around, kicked into the left corner. McQueen fires away from 3 and misses just short. Wallenton with the Rebel rebound. That's 2 misses from 3-point range for McQueen. She's due to hit a couple in a row probably. Steal and a drive and a finish for Hadley Rich, and she anticipated a Rebel pass, and that's 5 Rebel possessions, 4 Rebel turnovers. Got to take care of the ball better, and against this pressure, it is tough. Stacy dribbles. She saved it from going back court, but then she was the next one to touch it. That's 5 turnovers in 6 possessions, and Coach Lundgren calls a timeout. We'll take 1-2 with 5:19 left in the first on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
At Jensen Wood Motor, it's our goal to make sure every customer is a repeat customer. The way we do that, our customers are our friends.
It's our job to help you find what you're looking for at the best possible price. It's always good to know that your salesman is working for you.
We understand that life happens. Sometimes credit isn't perfect. We work hard to find financing options that work best for you.
Stop by today and let's see what we can do for you. Jensen Wood Motors in Montpelier, Idaho.
An early timeout for Rich with about just over 5 minutes left in this first quarter. Our timeout was brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental and Dr. Sean Grohl, providing quality family dentistry since 1998. Rebels have had 6 possessions. They fired off a 3-pointer on their first possession, and since then, they've turned it over 5 consecutive possessions. So Coach Lundgren taking a timeout, maybe talking about, okay, here's how we got to handle this pressure better and take care of the basketball. A good goal for a game is 12, 13 turnovers. Rebels are almost halfway there, and we're only not even quite 3 minutes in. McQueen gets the ball down, nice ball movement, and she turns, jumps, and hits from the left angle about 8 feet out. North Summit on top, 8-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Wallenton and Stacy both out a bit higher this time. Stacy drives, kicks to Fallon Johnson in the left corner. Back up top to Wall. Wall dribbles right. Ball almost poked away. She'll hand off to Stacy. McKinnon dribbles right, then back left, dribbles in, kicks it back out. Wallenton fires away and misses short on the 3-point attempt. Goes out of bounds. Team rebound to North Summit, leading 8-0 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. 3 minutes, 18 seconds in to the first quarter. Hadley Richens gives to McQueen. Rebels again putting on some half-court trap, but again, as much as anything, just to slow the tempo down and keep North Summit from pushing on a fast break. Left baseline, skip it across. McQueen for 3 from the right wing. This one in and out. Sydney Hatch with the Rebel rebound. Good board by Sydney. Rebels turn and run. Wallenstein, left wing, tries to drive inside. Ball poked away, but into the hands of Hatch. She'll kick it out. Lauren Thompson, right wing 3, just a bit long. Big rebound. Brecklin Murdoch goes high and rips it down. Quickly up court, down to the left block. Missed shot short by Gracie Watterson. Rebels contested, and Sydney Hatch has the Rebel rebound. Wallenstein up the right side. Double team comes, fires into Fallon. Johnson starts left, goes right, puts it up, and it rims around and out off the glass. Just about got the chance for a three-point play, but Fallon will go to the line and shoot 2. Second foul of the game. North Summit second team foul. Gracie Watterson's first personal. 8-0. North Summit on top. Fallon at the line, gets the first one to go. Johnson this season not attempted a lot of free throws, but she's been there a little bit. Not great, 31% coming into the game, but she hits the first and has a second coming. Johnson toes the line, crouches down, ball up over her head, fires and misses wide right. Stacy battling for the rebound, but tipped away from her, and McQueen comes up with it. That's McQueen's second rebound. She'll push the tempo up to the right side. Hadley Richens fires and misses. Fight for the rebound. It's on the floor, jump ball. Possession arrow, North Summit. Rebels will sub in Sage Tingy. She was halfway on the court before she got the okay from the official to come in. Richens lobs right into the middle. Quick shot by Murdoch. Ball bounces around, misses, and Wallenstein. Rebels touched it last. It bounced on the baseline. AWOL couldn't quite grab it before it landed on the baseline. Rebels a little more well prepared this time for the inbound play. McQueen gets it in the right corner. Kicks it up top. Three-point shot fired away by Hannah Lehman. That's missed. McQueen, nope. Murdoch with the rebound, but it's poked away. And Lauren Thompson pulls it in for Rich. Lauren up across the timeline. Fires left corner. Tingy bounces back up top to AWOL. Dribbles right. Hands to Stacy. Rebels down 8-1 on the Stacy's repair scoreboard. One free throw from Fallon Johnson is it. Stacy fires away. Top of the key, three-pointer, good. Sage Tingy with the triple. Let me try that again. It was McKenna Stacy with the triple, brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. Quick jumper from the high block, right side is a little too strong. Tingy with a strong rebound, and she's hacked as Gracie Watterson comes down, tries to smack the ball out of Tingy's hands. Watterson picks up a second. Hannah Lehman checks out. Alyssa Richens checks in, and Watterson may check out as well. No, Coach Holmes will keep Watterson in there with 2 early fouls. Sydney Hatch checks out, and into the game comes J.C. Cornea. Again, the Rebels short on rebounding with Eliana Brown injured. She averages 6 rebounds per game. Rebel pass deflected away out of bounds. Alyssa Richens couldn't quite get to it after she deflected it toward the Rebel bench. 8-4, Rebels being doubled up. 2:45 left in the first. This is a North Summit team that scores 65 points per game. If the Rebels can keep them at this pace, they'll be in great shape. Stacy spins, drives, floats, misses short, but she's fouled. And McKenna will go to the line and shoot 2. And I didn't see if Watterson was in the area. It's not on her. The foul charge to Brecklin Murdoch. That could have been it would have been Watterson's third, but no, it's Murdoch's first. Stacy at the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. Last night in the game against Manila, Stacy hit just 2 of her first 6 free throws, but then in the fourth quarter and overtime, she went 8 of 11 from the free throw line, and the Rebels won. She finished with 27 points in a 62-60 win over Manila last night at Manila. Stacy hit the first free throw, missed the second one, it rattles out. Rich trails by 3. Hadley Richens down on the right block, kicks it back outside. McQueen tries to drive, works clear around to the left corner. Then a quick pass, fire inside, back out right corner, bounce in. Sage Tingy reaches around, knocks it away. Ball is on the floor. A 3-lady scrum for it down on the hardwood, and a jump ball goes to the Rebels. That jump ball is brought to you by Mound Valley Cattle Company. Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. North Summit looked like they were going to run away with this one early. They led 8-0, but Rich has gone on a 5-0 run. Since a timeout from Coach Lundgren, the Rebels had turned it over 5 times in 6 possessions. Tingy left corner, long 2, swish, Sage Tingy. with the long two. McQueen, little jab step, drives in. She's bumped by Cornea. Foul is on the floor. McQueen finished on the shot, but the foul came before the shot, so North Summit will inbound from the baseline. JC picks up her first personal. We saw some very good minutes from Kendall Staple and Taylor Cornea last night in the varsity game. Great inbound play, yields an open shot and a foul. The finish by Brecklin Murdoch, and she has a chance for the three-point play. The foul, and that's Cornea. JC picks up 2 quick fouls. Rebels were within 1, but Murdoch has a chance to push it out to 4. She misses the free throw. Lauren Thompson with the Rebel rebound. Pushes up the right wing. 10-7. Rebels down by 3. Wallenstein, right baseline. Drives the baseline, floats it up and misses. JC with the offensive rebound for Rich. Stacy left corner to Tingy. Sage bounces back up top. McKenna drives, kicks it out, right wing. Wallenstein back up top. Stacy for the tie. Got it! The three-pointer's good. McKenna Stacy with her second T7 propane in Woodruff triple of the game. McQueen from the left wing tries to drive. She's cut off. Great help defense by JC Cornea. Down on the right block. Murdoch blocked, but she gets her own rebound. Kicks it out to McQueen for 3. That one a bit long. Rebound. Stacy. McKenna up court. Crossover. Gets in the lane. Shoots, and she's knocked to the floor. Ball comes down, and Alyssa Richens saves it. North Summit's McQueen pushing, crossover into the lane, free throw line jumper, rims in and out. JC Cornea with the Rebel rebound, her third already of the ball game. Rich tied at 10 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard with 54 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Wallenstein across the top. McKenna will fire away again from 3 and just miss. She chased her own shot, just about got that rebound. North Summit pushes the other way, and it's Allie Wallenstein in a 2-on-1, 2 Braves, 1 Rebel. Wallenstein deflects a pass across the lane, out of bounds, stops effectively that fast break opportunity for North Summit, and they will inbound from the baseline with 41.4 to go in the first. Inbound to McQueen on the right wing. She'll try to drive, stopped by Stacy. They both end up on the floor. No whistle, and the Rebels come down with the rebound. Sage Tingy up across the timeline. Stacy to the free throw line. Hatch gives to Tingy. Sage drives, misses too strong off the glass, and a rebound pulled down by North Summit's Brecklin Murdoch. Hadley Richens fires long to McQueen. Kennedy drives, stops on the left block, floats it up and in. McQueen with 4 points in the quarter, and that puts North Summit back on top by 2, 12-10 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Stacy drives, puts it up, misses the shot, but draws the foul with 5.4 left to go in the first. McKenna will go back to the free throw line. She's got 7 points in the game with 2 early three-pointers in this first quarter. The foul charged to Kennedy McQueen, the juniors first. Again, Kennedy had a bunch of schools after her to play college basketball, and she committed recently to the University of Utah. Become a running Ute. Not too different from a Brave, is it? A Brave, a Ute. That's exciting for Kennedy McQueen. Stacy's first free throw bounces around the rim, hits just about every part of the top of the iron, and then out to the left. No good. Stacy has a second free throw to make it a 1-point game if she hits with 5.4 left to go in the first. She does knock it down. And an inbound play, a turnover. A travel for the for the Braves, and Rich takes over. A big-time inbound play coming, or an important one coming, brought to you by the Crawford Trough. Stacy to Wallenstein. AWOL, right corner 3. No, it rattles out. Rebels fighting for the rebound. Stacy gets it, puts it up just short at the buzzer. And at the end of 1, we've got a game on our hands. Rebels trail 12-11 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. We'll take a quick timeout and be back with second quarter action on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
Super kids deserve super care. Experience the difference with board-certified pediatricians Alan Brown, MD, and Bird Gilmartin, MD, at Uinta Medical Group. Whether it's tracking your child's overall health at Well Child Checks or helping your little ones feel better when they're sick, Dr. Brown and Dr. Gilmartin are here to help your child grow, learn, and thrive. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Brown or Dr. Gilmartin by calling 307-789-WELL 9355 or visit evanstonanytime.com.
Braves scored the first 8 points. Rebels answered with 7 straight. Then we went back and forth, and at the end of one, it's North Summit 12, the Rebels from Rich 11. Rebels have lost 5 straight in the town of Lake Town Ledger against this in the series against North Summit. But Rebels are right with the Braves early on here. Left wing, Hannah Lehman bounces for McQueen. Rebel double team comes. We've seen Rich play almost exclusively man-to-man defense this season, but they've switched to a zone. They've been in a zone for most of the first half, or most of that first quarter. A missed shot, offensive rebound. Putback is good for Tisha Richens. And that's one thing in a zone defense. It's often tough to pick who you're going to box out and get that box out in place. There's a tendency to allow more offensive rebounds in a zone defense. Missed free throw, but the offensive board pulled down by the Braves. Missed shot over the top. Rebels try to save it. They can't quite get it. Then underneath, Hatch looked like a clean block up top, but she did foul Tisha Richens, who will go right back to the free throw line. North Summit 0 for 2 so far from the stripe. And they are battling on the boards. Brecklin Murdoch, Gracie Watterson, 2 very good rebounders, and boy, Tisha Richens has come in and shown her worth on the offensive glass already. 14-11, North Summit on top. Richens misses wide right on the free throw. Watterson checks in for Murdoch. Richens, second free throw, also too strong. Offensive board by Watterson. She'll dribble once and put it back up and in. Offensive rebounds killed the Rebels last night and helping North Summit so far. That's a couple of points or a couple of baskets coming off of offensive rebounds. Rebels turn it over. A steal, a slice through the defense by Hannah Lehman, then to McQueen. She'll put it up, left block and miss. McKenna Stacy has the Rebel rebound, her second of the game. And Stacy turns and slows it down. Rebels trailing by 5, 16-11 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Lauren across the top to McKenna. She'll fire it underneath. Sage Tingy open, up off the window and in. Right block, Sage for backdoor pass from McKenna Stacy. And Rich is within 3, 16-13 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. McQueen to the top of the key. 2 defenders let her shoot. It rims around and misses. Offensive board, Watterson with the putback, and it's in. Plus the foul. And again, the offensive rebounds, that's about 4 offensive rebounds in the last 2 possessions, maybe more. Allie Wallenstein committed the foul. That's her second. Kendall Staple promptly checks in. Kendall fouled out in the JV game, but scored 13 points. Coach Lundgren from the bench calling out, we got to box out. As Gracie Watterson shoots a free throw, and that's the first free throw make out of 6 attempts for North Summit in this contest. A 3-point play puts North Summit on top by 6, 19-13. Pressure intensifies up top again. The Rebels have turned it over 6 times in the game. Lauren Thompson, right corner 3. This one over the top, rebound tipped into the hands of Watterson. Gracie with her 4th rebound of the game. McQueen, one-handed pass across the top. Lehman for 3, misses short. Watterson, another offensive rebound. Her 3rd, the easy putback, puts North Summit on top, 21-13 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard, and Rebels have to get a body on Watterson. Stacy down to the right corner. Thompson back up to McKenna. Dribbles to her left, gets away from the defense and gives to Staple. Kendall has a ball deflected and taken away. Alyssa Richens goes to the other end, goes right through McKenna Stacy, and McKenna draws the charge. Great defense. She knew where Richens wanted to go and just beat her to that spot, planted her feet, and went down, took the hit. So Richens picks up her first personal. It's a 6-team foul on North Summit. Rebels with 5 team fouls, but trailing 21-13. Sydney Hatch checks out. And J.C. Cornea back in. So it's Stacy, Cornea, Thompson, Staple, and Tingy on the floor. Wallenstein with 2 fouls sitting on the bench. Rebels down in the left corner. Staple across the top. McQueen steps in front, steals it away. Lauren gets back to defend. McQueen works around and puts it up and in from the right block. 23-13 turnovers, killing the Rebels again midway through this second quarter. Stacy, three-pointer top of the key, missed, gets her own rebound and puts it up and in. She knew immediately that was missing to the left side. She just chased it down, got the rebound, and put it up and in. Stacy with 4 rebounds in the game. McQueen at the top of the key. Rebels stay in the 2-3 zone. Left wing, Hadley Richens lobs inside. Great entry pass. Brecklin Murdoch, easy 2 from the left block. Back to a 10-point lead for North Summit. Rebels up ahead to Staple. Kendall fires back to McKenna Stacy, and the Rebels ask for a timeout. Brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental. We'll take one as well on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
You're tuned in to Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ Evanston.
You're invited to come in and visit with the team at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley today. Our customers are our friends. If you haven't ever been in, stop in today. We'd love to get to know you. If you haven't been in for a while, stop in and let's get caught up. And if you were here yesterday, come back again soon. You always have an open invitation to visit the crew at Cash Honda Yamaha, where our customers are our friends, on US 91 between Logan and Smithfield.
The Rebels turned it over on 5 of their first 6 possessions, and that allowed North Summit to go up 8-0 early. Rebels with 2 turnovers on their last 3 possessions, and North Summit has pushed the lead out to 10, make it another turnover. Nope, Stacy got it back. McKenna up inside. Tingy off the right side. She's hit as she follows through on the shot, and she makes the basket. A foul after a Rebel foul by McKenna Stacy. Her first, and I missed the contact where the whistle came from. But McKenna picks up her first. Right wing, Lehman. Looking up top. Rebels have switched maybe to a man-to-man defense with, nope, still in a 2-3. Chasing out top in the 2-3. 3-point shot from the top of the key. Swishes through Hadley Richens. And the Rebels have been lucky that North Summit hasn't hit more of those. 28-17, an 11-point deficit. McKenna Stacy to Sage Tingy. She'll try to bounce it, and it's kicked away by Lehman. A bounce pass attempt to McKenna Stacy. Wallenstein back into the game. Allie's attempted a 3 or 2. The officials making her get her workout in. They brought her to this near side, and then they threw the ball the other side and said, no, we're going to inbound from over there. So Wallenstein will inbound up top to Stacy. McKenna dribbles right. This is kind of a hybrid zone. I'm trying to figure out, I think it's a 1-3-1 from North Summit. Stacy to the free throw line. Left side, gives back to Wallenstein. Allie fires right corner. Tingy double team comes. She'll dribble once and lob it up top to Stacy, or to Wallenstein. Pass is across the top, picked off by Hadley Richens. She'll drive down inside and then have it picked off from behind. Stacy and Murdoch wrapped up in a jump ball. Possession arrow, Rebels. So that's a Mound Valley Cattle Company jump ball brought to you by Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. 2 early candidates, 3-pointers in the first quarter by McKenna Stacy are the 2 top candidates right now for the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet shot of the game. A little discussion from 2 of the officials, or between 2 of the officials. One gives the thumbs up, the other blows the whistle. And we get back under action. 28-17, Rebels down by 11 with 3:40 left in the second quarter. Lauren lobs it across to McKenna. Stacy on the left wing. A couple of dribbles and lobs back right side to Lauren. Long skip pass, Wallenstein to Stacy at the left wing. She'll dribble once, missed the shot, was poked in the eye, and the whistle came on a foul. McKenna will shoot 2 more free throws. She's 2 of 4 so far in the contest. At the Bear Lake Realty free throw line, the Rebels as a team, 3 of 6. Hadley Richens picked up the foul. That's her first. The Braves' 7th team foul. Stacy comes into the game shooting about closer to 70% from the free throw line, just under 70% after last night's game at Manila. McKenna had 27 in that ball game, and the Rebels won in overtime, 62-60. Stacy hits them both. Back iron and down through on the second one, and Rich is back to a single-digit deficit. Sage Tingy fouls Richens as she comes up the sideline. And for Sage, that's a first personal foul, but it sends Hadley Richens to the line to shoot 1-and-1. Hadley has 5 points in the game. Haven't seen her shoot a free throw yet, but she buried a 3 on the last possession for North Summit. Richens first, no problem. You see a lot of players get up to the line, take their time, and there's maybe some doubt or maybe just some confidence in their routine. Hadley Richens dribbles once, eyes the target. It's a real quick motion, and she just buried it, no trouble. We'll see if Hadley makes the second one in the same fashion. And she does. Good shooter. 30-19. Rebels down by 11 after those 2 free throws from Hadley Richens. Wallenstein, left side to McKenna Stacy on the right side. McKenna lobs it back to AWOL. She'll drive, get past the D, put it up and in. Allie Wallenstein with the drive and the finish off the left side. And that's another candidate for the precision play of the game, brought to you by Dr. McKay Frankham Dental Services. Stacy tripped up, and McQueen, a hot pass underhanded, looking for Brecklin Murdoch, and Murdoch just can't quite hold on to it. The defense gets extended out for North Summit in this 1-3-1, and I think there's opportunity for Rich to do what Allie just did on that last possession, which is maybe give a ball fake or just attack, because if you can get past those top 2 or 3 defenders, that leaves a lot of openings down underneath to either finish or dish it off for an easy basket. McKenna Stacy on the left wing, lobs it back for Lauren Thompson down in the right corner. Rebels work it back around. Stacy tries to drive at the free throw line. She's stopped, runs into a wall of defenders. Braves come up with it down to the other end. Hannah Lehman finishes on the right side. 32-21, back to an 11-point deficit for Rich. Stacy, right corner, Lauren. Thought about the 3, then passed up and kicked off to Wallenstein, left wing. Fires the 3, misses short. Alyssa Richens fouled as she is triple teamed. The Rebels trying to take it away. And that'll send Alyssa Richens to the line to shoot 1-and-1. The foul, McKenna Stacy, I believe. And that's her second. Stacy, Wallenstein, and Cornea with 2 fouls apiece. McKenna gets a breather. 12 points in the game. Sage Tingy checks back in, and Alyssa Richens, a junior, is at the line to shoot 1-and-1. Misses. Sydney Hatch tips the rebound to herself, right behind herself, and the Rebels trail by 11, 32-21. Fallon Johnson in the right corner. One dribble, ball poked away. It was knocked out of bounds to Rich. And from what I could see, it looked like Hadley Richens, lucky she didn't get called for her second personal foul. From here, it looked like she got Fallon on the arm. No harm, no foul, though, as the Rebels maintain possession. Lauren skips it left corner. Tingy dribbles away from pressure, bounces back up top. Lauren with it, poked away, lobs back to Wallenstein on the left wing. Some high pressure, and there's a quick defensive team. A takeaway by Hadley Richens, and she'll finish with the left hand on the other end. Hadley Richens makes it 34-21. Biggest lead of the ball game for North Summit, 13 points. Tingy tries to drive. She's blocked and knocked to the floor. That'll put Sage at the line to shoot 1-and-1 on an 8th team foul against North Summit. The foul charge to, I believe, Kennedy McQueen. We'll see if the scoreboard gives us that indication as well. It does. McQueen's second personal puts Tingy on the line. Sage shooting 1-and-1. She comes into the game as a 52% free throw shooter. A lot of scoring in this second quarter. The Braves have scored 22. The Rebels have scored 10 after an 11-point first quarter. The Braves have opened up a 13-point lead with 132 left in the second. Tingy hits the first. Sage earns herself a second Bear Lake Realty free throw. Looking for our Puckstone Sporting Goods adjustment of the game. Rebels have taken care of the ball much better than they did those first few possessions. Missed free throw. Braves come up with it, push up to the left side, and a quick shot by Hadley Richens, another bucket. McQueen set her up perfectly, and Richens finished 36-22, a 14-point North Summit lead. They continue to just inch that lead out little by little. Wallenstein, Stacy fakes the three, drives, steps around the D, up off the glass, too strong. Rebound comes down, McQueen has it. Rebels try to double team, but Stacy has to back off to avoid her third personal foul. McQueen drives all the way in, dishes off at the last second. Pretty pass, easy finish for Alyssa Richens. And you can see why McQueen was so highly sought after by a number of colleges. Coach Jerry Holmes told me 15 different schools were after her, and she ended up committing to the University of Utah. Tingy fouled on the baseline. She gets bailed out there. She was double teamed, had nowhere to go with it, and was just trying to avoid a travel or a giveaway. Stacy will check back out for defensive purposes. She's got 2 fouls. Coach Lundgren doesn't want her to pick up a third. The foul there was charged to Alyssa Richens, and that's her third. Sage Tingy at the line shooting 1-1. It's a 9th team foul. Rebels have got to get some defensive stops and hit free throws. 44 seconds left in the first half. I invite you to stay tuned for our halftime show, including some Town of Randolph first half highlights. Tingy rattles the first one through. Shoots a second, or will shoot a second coming up. Sage can't get that one to go, but Fallon Johnson with the offensive board, and she's fouled on the putback attempt. So Fallon will go to the line and shoot 2. It's also a 10th team foul, so she'd shoot 2 either way. The foul charge to Tisha Richens, who just checked in, and that's her first. So Fallon at the line. She shot 2 free throws in the first quarter, made the first, missed the second. This time misses the first. It was short off the front iron. Rebels have attempted 8 free throws, or will have attempted 8 free throws when Fallon shoots this second one on this trip. They've made 4 of the 7, make it 5 of the 8 as Johnson's second one rattles, or back and forth, front to back. Rattled about 5 times and then dropped through. 14-point deficit, 38-24. McQueen drives, dishes. Hadley Richens, baseline jumper, 15 feet out, buries it. Hadley Richens averages 5.5 per game. She's got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 points already in this one. Rebel pass up court, deflected away. Rebels had kept North Summit to just 12 points in the first quarter, but the Braves have opened things up here in the second. 28 points in this second period. Rebels lob it up top to Tingy. Braves lead 40-24. They're on pace for better than 80 points in this ball game. Tingy looks left, looks back right, then gets it through the defense to Stacy. Rebels work it back around. McKenna up top, free throw line, tries to turn and shoot, or was she trying to turn and pass? Either way, she'll go to the free throw line and shoot 2. With 5.2 seconds left to go, it's Gracie Watterson with her third. McQueen has 2. Watterson and Alyssa Richens each have 3. Stacy toes the line. Eyes the target, fires away, and hits. McKenna went 2 of 4 from the free throw line in the first quarter. She's 3 for 3 so far here in the second. One more Bear Lake Realty free throw coming. Brecklin Murdoch checks in. And Brecklin has just 1 foul. 6 points. McKenna's second free throw, up and back iron, but it takes a good shooter's bounce and then rattles down through. 40-26. Stacy checks back out. Fallon Johnson back in. Fallon with no fouls and Stacy with 1, so Coach Lundgren doing all he can to avoid McKenna picking up a third. McQueen drives all the way, floats it at the buzzer, just short. And at the end of 2 quarters, it's North Summit leading by 14, 40-26 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll have your halftime show when we return after this on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Taylor McKinnon with live coverage of Rich High basketball action on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires and offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
You're tuned in to Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ Evanston.
I think another good name for Matt Rex, the owner of T-Bar-S Body Shop in Evanston, would be the Anger Eraser. I came out to the parking lot to find a ding and scratch. I was so angry, I went to T-Bar-S Body Shop to get a quote and met Matt Rex. He said they would fix it, and he'd even talked to my insurance company. When I picked up my car, it looked great. No stress, no hassle. Matt's friendliness and quality service erased all my anger. When your car gets bunged up, don't get angry. Just let T-Bar fix your car.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live.
Early Oregon-bound immigrants traveled through the Bear Lake Valley. U.S. Highway 30 basically follows the Oregon Trail. Many wagon trains stopped at Thomas L. Peg Leg Smith Trading Post, located near Dingle, Idaho, for supplies. One traveler wrote of camping along Cotton Line Bear River, watching grass as tall as a man wave in the wind. Today, you don't have to ride in a wagon to visit Bear Lake Valley, but the rich history is still here to enjoy. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
When you have your vehicle serviced by the experienced, certified technicians at Rocky Mountain Yeti, you'll have a legendary experience. With a comfortable customer waiting area, you can watch the big screen television or use the free Wi-Fi while you enjoy free hot waffles with ice cream. Our professional technicians work on all makes and models and handle everything from routine service to major repair. Stop in today, 100 Wasatch Road, Evanston. Visit www.yetiauto.group. Rocky Mountain Yeti, legend driven.
North Summit with a showcase on offense in the second quarter. They scored 28 points. They finished the half at 40. Rebels still within striking distance. They scored 15 in the second and trailed 40-26 at the half. Stay tuned. We've got more of your halftime show coming up, including some Town of Randolph first half highlights when we return on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
According to the United States Census of 2010, the town of Randolph has a population of 464 people, and every one of us root for the Rich High Rebels.
Who slams it home?
Welcome to Randolph, Utah. We love being able to host the visiting teams, their coaches, their parents, and fans when Rich High has a home game. We love all of our visitors year-round and hope that you can take some time soon to come and visit us in our little slice of heaven, Randolph, Utah.
Sometimes when you're shopping for a vehicle, you're not sure what you want, so you drop by and look at all the options. Other times you know exactly what you want. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, you can call us or schedule a test drive online. We'll have it ready when you get here. We're here to help you get exactly what you want on your schedule. So whether you want to browse or pre-schedule a test drive, Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet is here for you. 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
(40-26) at the half. We talked about one of our Rich County keys of the game was watch out for Kennedy McQueen. Keys of the game are brought to you by Rich County. Rebels with a championship cause. And McQueen, the Rebels kept her in check. Now, she missed a few wide open threes that I don't think she would normally miss. She had 6 points in the first half. The problem was that Gracie Watterson, who averages 9 a game, stepped up in a big way, had at least 3 offensive rebounds in the first half and 9 points. And Hadley Richens, who averages 5.5 points per game, had 13. And 11 of those came in the second quarter. So the Rebels have done a nice job on Kennedy McQueen and pretty good on Brecklin Murdoch, who had 6 in the first half, but other players have stepped up in a big way, namely Hadley Richens and Gracie Watterson. For the Rebels, 14 points from McKenna Stacy, Sage Tingy with 8, and then 2 apiece from Allie Wallenton and Fallon Johnson. Looked for Rich to try to open things up a little bit more in the second half. They played a 2-3 zone for most of that first half, and I wonder if they'll see how things work in a man-to-man defense. Now, they may have gone man and it didn't work. I wasn't paying close enough attention to if that happened or not, but in most of this season, the Rebels have played a man-to-man defense because they've had more athleticism than most of the teams they've played, but that's a different story today. This is a very athletic and fast North Summit team, and the 2-3 zone, though, you allow 40 points in a first half, you might think about some adjustments and maybe going to a man-to-man defense, see how that works out. I don't know. We'll see what Coach, he's the coach, Coach Cody Lundgren. He knows a lot better than I do. We'll see what adjustments he makes coming out in the second half. 40-26. Some first half highlights are brought to you by the town of Randolph, home of the Rich Rebels. Mayor Lynn Weston, board members Sim Bell, Brian Wires, Larry Kennedy, Melanie Lim, and clerk Lana Peart. Rebels had some good shooting in the first half. 63% from the free throw line. They made 7 of 10 in the second quarter alone, including McKenna Stacy going 4 for 4 from the line in the second quarter and 6 of 8 in the game so far. McKenna had 2 threes in the first quarter. Those are top candidates for the Rolene Kennedy shots of the game. Play of the game, Allie Wallenton with a nice drive from the left wing all the way down in and finished on the left side. Rebels have, offensively, they've scored 26 points in that first half. That's a good pace offensively for Rich. That's on pace for 8 or 10 points above what they do on an average game-by-game basis. But again, defensively, Rich has allowed 35 points a game this season. North Summit with 40 in the first half. Again, first half highlights are brought to you by the town of Randolph, home of the Rich Rebels. Rebels come out of the locker room. North Summit is on their way out as well soon. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with Epic Recreation third quarter action when we return. Again, it's 40-26, North Summit with the lead at the half on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com. Make sure to stay tuned if you're looking for Wyoming Cowboys basketball. The pregame for Wyoming started at 3:30. Tip-off was at 4. We'll join that game in progress as soon as this Rebel game broadcast comes to a close. In the meantime, third quarter action coming up when we return.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Westar Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Westar Printing, 307-789-5202.
Dr. Dog, the other day I was at the dog park and ran into Keegan, the Irish setter from up the road. When we smelled hello, I was surprised because he smelled like delicious roasted duck. When I asked if he'd been hunting, he said nein, he had been to see you.
Yes, Mr. Hans German Shepherd, I'm recommending Canine Superfood Advanced from PetMinerals.com for all my canine patients. The powder mixes with your dog food to create a delicious duck-flavored gravy. Order your Superfood Advanced from PetMinerals.com today.
When you hit the bullseye playing darts, it's a great thing. When a rock hits your windshield and creates a bullseye, it's a bad thing. A small bullseye in your windshield can grow into a monster crack that covers the whole window. T-Bar S Body Shop in Evanston fixes rock chips. If the rock chip in your windshield has already grown into a giant crack, T-Bar S Body Shop can fix that too. When it comes to window repair or replacement, make sure you always hit the bullseye. Let T-Bar fix your car. Call us today, 789-2639.
Engaging youth to reach their fullest potential while advancing the field of youth development. That is 4-H. Helping young people develop citizenship, leadership, responsibility, and life skills. That is 4-H. Nearly 6 million active participants, more than 25 million alumni worldwide. 4-H members strive to make the best better, and they learn by doing. Find out more about 4-H in Rich County by calling the 4-H office in the county building in Randolph. Agriculture, citizenship, healthy living, science, engineering, and technology. That is 4-H.
40-26 at the half. The Rebels trail by 14. They were within one at the end of the first quarter, but a 28-point outpouring by North Summit of 28 points in the second quarter has them on top 40-26. North Summit averages 65 per game. It's easy math. 40 times 2 is 80. They're on pace for a lot better than their average, but they allow about 39 per game. The Rebels on pace for well above that. I don't know if that's much consolation. Rebels have been a good second half team. They outscored Manila last night, including a 22-6 run to finish out the fourth quarter. They'll have to have a good run here in the second half. Looks like Rich is setting up in a 2-3 zone defense as North Summit has it to start third quarter action. Left wing, Hannah Lehman looks inside, finds McQueen at the free throw line. Ball poked away and into the hands of Allie Wallenstein. Rebels come away with an early stationing Randolph Steele. Stacy up the right sideline. Dribbles back to her left and gives to Wallenstein. Back to McKenna. She'll step up, fire away from three-point range and miss short. Rebound, Gracie Watterson. She'll push up the right side. North Summit with numbers. McQueen across the key. Missed shot by Murdoch, but the follow by Watterson. An offensive rebound and a putback. And it's 42-26. Allie Wallenstein, like she may have gotten a knee to the thigh or something. She's limps up court, gets a whistle, and will limp off to the bench. We'll hope it's nothing serious and that she'll be back. Favoring her right leg and clutching her right knee is what it looks like as Sage Tingy checks into the game. Tingy with 1 foul, 8 points in the first half. Stacy to Hatch. She'll look left, then look right. Thompson fires across to Tingy, back up top. Intended for Stacy, was deflected, and McKenna chases it down back court. Rebels maintain possession. Tingy up across to McKenna. She'll look left, lob back right. That 1-3-1 zone coming high with the pressure, and they get a takeaway. Hadley Richens sprints up court. Easy layup for her, and she finishes. Hadley Richens with 15 points in the game. Rebels turnovers have come in spurts or in bunches, and they've got 2 turnovers to start this third quarter, brought to you by Epic Recreation. Visit epicrecreation.net. Bounce right corner. Fallon looks into the middle, can't find anybody, then finds Stacy. McKenna goes up high, receives the pass, dribbles once from the right block, puts it up and in. 44-28. North Summit trying to push. They get it to Richens on the right wing. Nice ball movement and an easy finish for Brecklin Murdoch, all alone on the right block. 46-28. Rebels down again by 18. 6:20 left in the Epic Recreation third. Tingy bounces across the top. Stacy free throw line to Hatch. She'll look both ways again, then gives to Tingy. Sage drives up off the glass, too strong. Rebound tipped around. Murdoch has it. She'll fire up court looking for McQueen. The pass up above her head and behind her, thrown away. And the Braves turn it over for a second time in the third quarter. Rebels JC Cornea checks back in. Allie Wallenstein on the bench with the right hand on her right knee. Rebels across the top. Hadley Richens goes for the steal. McKenna saw that coming, reached out, spun away from Richens, and drew the foul. Hadley Richens picks up her second. The sophomore has been fantastic today. 15 points in the ball game, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 1 for 1 from three-point range. And she's really helped her team to an 18-point lead, 46-28, midway through the Epic Recreation third quarter. Cornea, dangerous pass. There's Richens again with a steal. She'll go to the other end and lay it up and in. Boy, she's just picking things off, sitting back like a free safety. When Rich goes to the high post, she just waits for that pass to go to the wing, anticipating it perfectly. Rebels kick it back around to Tingy on the right wing, and then across the top to Stacy. McKenna on the left wing, dribbles behind the back. Pressure comes, she'll give it off to Lauren. Thompson, right corner. Fallon quickly to Tingy. Sage bounces inside. Cornea, Rebels working around left corner. Stacy open three. No, back iron. And the long rebound goes out to Hannah Lehman. Lehman will take it up across the timeline herself to McQueen. Kennedy hesitates, stutter steps down to the baseline, dishes off into the middle. Rebels poke it away, and Lauren Thompson will sprint and have it poked away by Hadley Richens. Stacy comes up with it, and a foul on the floor as Stacy was hit from behind by Gracie Watterson, I believe. And it's Watterson's fourth. Gracie just picked up a fourth personal foul, and that prompts Jerry Holmes, coach of North Summit, to send Alyssa Richens into the game. Not a big drop-off. Richens averages 6.5 points, 2.5 rebounds, and 2 steals per game. Rebels with a Crawford Trough inbound play. Stacy from under the hoop, looking in the middle, nowhere to go. Finally finds Cornea. JC turns and puts it up off the window and in. JC Cornea with her first bucket. And Rich cuts it to an 18-point game again, 48-30. Quickly, Richens fires inside. Cornea reaches in front and pokes it away. Rebels stationing Randolph Steele for J.C. Cornea. Stacy across the timeline, fires left corner to Thompson. Back up top, McKenna pulls it away from the defense. Again to Cornea in the left corner. Up top, dangerous pass. Stacy comes to it, tries to drive, and it's taken away by Lehman. Hannah up ahead to Hadley Richens across the key. Stacy rips it away from McKenna. All right, welcome back. We just got unplugged by some fans running around up here, and apologize, I don't even know what happened. 48-30 is your score. Yeah, thank you. Okay, okay. Some girls needed to charge their cell phone. Good heavens. Oh, my gosh. Give up your cell phones. You can live without it for 10 minutes, ladies. Missed free throw. 2 free throws by, I think it was Brecklin Murdoch. And I believe she missed them both. The score remains 48-30. Tingy bounces right corner. Wallenstein. Allie dribbles down on the baseline, tries to drive, tries to pass, and it's taken away by Murdoch. Quickly up ahead through the hands of Richens. She passes back to Hadley Richens, and Rebels come up with it. Wallenstein in traffic, pulls back to stay away from the defense, gets good communication as Hadley Richens tried to steal it. Wallenstein was on the floor. Coach Lundgren tried to get a timeout as she was in trouble, but the Braves take it away. They go up to McQueen, and she'll finish with the right hand. 50-30. Rebels trail by 20. Turnovers becoming an issue. They had 5 turnovers in their first 6 possessions of the game. Hatch, Tingy, right corner. Wallenstein fires away from downtown, misses short, gets her own rebound, bobbles the ball, and it's on the floor. A jump ball, and boy, a strong move. Brecklin Murdoch from her backside pulls Wallenstein up over herself and to the floor. The jump ball is a Mount Valley Cattle Company jump ball, and Rich has possession. Crawford Trough inbound play. Rebels trailing 50-30 with 3:18 left in the Epic Recreation third quarter. Stacy to Wallenstein. Inside, Hatch posted up, turns, double team comes. She'll pivot around, lose it, then kick it back outside to AWOL. Across the top, Rich goes back court violation. It was deflected. Thompson gained control and then just couldn't keep her balance, tiptoeing the timeline. Goes back court. Rebels' 5th turnover of the quarter. After 5 in the first, just 3 in the second. That was a good Pugstone Sporting Goods adjustment of the game to keep those turnovers down in the second quarter. Around the arc, McQueen open 3, right corner, misses short. Nope, hit the iron from the side of the iron. She shot from the right corner. It rolled up over the top and down through. Stacy on the right wing, looks for the pass. It's hit and knocked out of bounds. Kendall Staple bumped in the back, ends up on the floor. Tisha Richens was the one that deflected it away from Rich. North Summit on top, 53-30. Rebels with just 4 points in the quarter. Allie Wallenstein on the left wing fires a pass across the top, too high for anybody, and Rebels turn it over for a 6th time in the quarter. I knew this would be one of your Rich County keys of the game, to take care of the basketball. And the Rebels have not been able to do that consistently. That's 14 turnovers in the game. Give and go, McQueen underneath, misses too strong over the top. Rebound tipped around, and North Summit has it. They try to go outside, and Stacy tips it to Lauren Thompson. Lauren tries to push, defense gets back. She'll dribble into a corner, then fire it across the Staple. Left corner, Wallenstein, back to Kendall. She'll dribble across the top, and as she gives to Stacy for an open 3, a whistle comes. Staple was fouled. The foul charge to Hannah Lehman. That's just her 2nd. 3rd team foul on North Summit. Into the game comes Kennedy Garfield, a junior. Wallenstein looks in, finds Lauren, bounce inside, nice entry pass, and Hatch pulls it in and finishes from the left block. Perfect pass by Lauren Thompson. That was a bounce pass exactly where it had to be to keep it away from the defense and get it to Sydney Hatch. Pass across the top, Rebels steal it. Allie Wallenstein goes to the other end, puts it up off the glass, misses. Stacy had the rebound. She comes down on a defender. Rebels steal it, though, after it was taken away from Stacy. Long pass ahead is lost, and Lehman comes up with it. Teams exchanging turnovers. Staple had a station in Randolph Steele, but that long pass in traffic gave it right back. McQueen around to Lehman on the right wing. Rebels stay in the 2-3 zone defense. McQueen, top of the key three, back iron, no. Long rebound to Garfield on the left wing. She'll bounce toward the middle. McQueen comes away with it and runs over McKenna Stacy. McQueen picks up her third personal as McKenna draws another charge. North Summit fans don't like it. Are you kidding? But Stacy was in that spot. McQueen just tried to go through her. Maybe she didn't see she was there. And McQueen picks up I had that as her third. Scoreboard says her second. I must have given her an extra one at some point. Wallenstein skips it across the top. McQueen tips it, chases it down, finishes on the left side. Layup. McQueen, 8 points. Nope, 7 in the quarter, 13 in the ball game. Rebels almost turn it over again, just barely maintain possession. Lauren Thompson drives, floats from the left side angle, and hits. 55-34. Rebels trail by 21 with 44 seconds left in the Epic Recreation third quarter. Lehman, open three, left corner, over the top air ball. Wallenstein had it. She's hit in the back by Tisha Richens. And a foul on Tisha, her second. Wallenstein, good box out. She had position. She ended up on the floor again. AWOL will check out of the game for the final 38 seconds of the third quarter. Brought to you by Epic Recreation. Sage Tingy checks in and will inbound to Stacy. Clock starts as Tingy and Stacy bring it up across the timeline. Passing back and forth. Stacy pulls up for the three, misses short. Rebound, McQueen, Tingy battling for it. McQueen comes up with it, dribbles through traffic, pushes up court. It's a 4-on-1, and Lauren Thompson stops it. McQueen tried to bounce pass around Lauren, and Thompson just took it away. A station in Randolph Steele. Stacy left open. She gives free throw line to Hatch. Free throw line jumper good for Sydney Hatch. Her second field goal of the quarter. 55-36. McQueen the other end at the buzzer, floats it up and just too strong. At the end of three, it's Rich 36, North Summit 55 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. North Summit, this offensive explosion, they're just so good on offense. It's so tough. We'll be right back with the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. The third has been brought to you by Epic Recreation.
What are two words that tell the world you had the best time ever? Epic Recreation. That's right. Nothing else compares, and you do it all again. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at Bear Lake. Open year-round, Epic Recreation has everything you need. Boats, Sea-Doos, paddleboards, kayaks, UTVs, and more. When you want to have an epic vacation at Bear Lake, remember, Epic Recreation equals epic fun. Visit epicrecreation.net.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The Greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action just about to get underway. Rebels trail 55-36. Lauren Thompson with a precision play of the game brought to you by Dr. McKay Frankham. It was a 4-on-1 for North Summit, and Thompson came up with a station in Randolph Steele. Precision play. We'll tell you more about that in our post-game show. Make sure to stay tuned for it. Garfield on the left wing. Stacy deflects a pass, but it gets to McQueen. Back to Garfield. She'll pull up for the long two, left angle, and miss short. McKenna Stacy with the Rebel rebound. Rich needing some points and fast in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Thompson, left corner, Staple drives baseline, puts it up, and it rattles and pops out. Rebound tipped around to Tingy on the right block, up off the window and in. Tingy with 10 points. Rebels battling for the loose ball is what allowed Rich to score on that possession on the offensive rebound. Out to the right wing, Hadley, Richens gives to McQueen. Into Garfield, left corner, Alyssa Richens. On this team, you've got a bunch of Richens. Into the lanes, and Sydney Hatch blocks a shot, comes down with the rebound as well. She just almost blocked it right to herself. Hatch at the free throw line, gives to Staple, long two, goes too long. And, oh my hell. Somebody keeps messing. Oh my. All right, some more scoring happened. People keep knocking us off the air by unplugging my extension cord. Kaylee, did you see who scored on that? We'll try to figure that out as the game continues. 57-38, Rebels trail. Three-point shot for Stacy from the right wing. She swishes that one through. 41-57, Rebels trail by 16, trying to climb back into this thing. Free throw line, or just inside it. Missed shot by North Summit. Rebels come up with the basketball on the rebound. Stacy fires inside. Hatch turns, shoots, and misses, but tips the rebound. Oh, she gets it over the back call. A foul for Sydney Hatch will be, I believe, just her first Rebel third team foul. Let's see, 8 points for Murdoch. Number 11 has 2. So it was Kennedy Garfield with the field goal that we missed. Well, we had been knocked off the air by some careless folks messing with extension cords. Across the timeline to Hadley Richens. She'll pull up, left angle, long two, and swishes it. Hadley Richens, 19 points in the game. She's been fantastic for North Summit this afternoon. 59-41, Rebels down by 18. Left corner, Fallon Johnson looks inside, goes back up top to Thompson. Lauren drives, dishes off to Fallon. She'll turn and shoot, and shot blocked by Brecklin Murdoch, who comes down with the ball. To McQueen. Kennedy dribbles up. Looked like she got away with a double dribble, but I must have misseen that. Inside, Murdoch misses a sky hook with the right arm, and the Rebels trying to foul will stop the clock with 5:24 left to go. Sage Tingey picks up a second. Was it Coach Lundgren saying foul, foul? I thought he was saying don't foul. Rebels will sub Sydney Hatch out, JC Cornea in. Down underneath, Hadley inbounds, and a left wing three. Misses off the back of the iron, long rebound. Sage beats a couple other North Summit Braves to it. Tingey tries to pass, it's deflected away out of bounds, Rebel basketball. Or no, Coach Lundgren called for and got a timeout. We'll take one too. Brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental here in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter.
More than 1,300 rural hospitals were evaluated, and Bear Lake Memorial Hospital placed in the top 20 for quality and best practices and critical access. Offering a 24-hour emergency department, orthopedics, home health, a residential nursing home, physical therapy, surgical services, family doctors, chemotherapy, dialysis, and more. When it comes to your health, make sure you're seen by the best. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
Some folks say that life can be measured in seasons. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston, we have vehicles for every season. From new to experienced drivers, we understand that safety, affordability, and great mileage are always on the must-have list. So whether you're just starting out or it's time to expand your fleet, we've got every season covered. Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. Stop in today, 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
Welcome back to the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. The Rebels trail 59-41. They've cut the lead down to 16 a couple of times, or the deficit down to 16, but this North Summit team too good offensively to allow Rich any closer than that. The Rebels have gotten 19 points from McKenna Stacy, 10 out of Sage Tingey. Sydney Hatch and J.C. Corney have had good second halves offensively. They've been good, pretty good defensively the entire game. Tingey to inbound from right in front of the Rebel bench, a Crawford Trough inbound play. She gives to Cornea. J.C. turns, ball knocked away, picked up by Murdoch, but a jump ball on a quick whistle. Possession arrow to the Rebels, a Mountain Valley Cattle Company jump ball. Rich with just a couple of T7 propane and Woodruff threes in the game. They could use a few more right now. Into Fallon Johnson, ball knocked away, but Stacy is there on the baseline. She'll move across from the left block looking to attack the hoop and is knocked to the floor. And that's a 7th team foul on North Summit, so McKenna will shoot 1 and 1. The foul charge to Alyssa Richens, her 4th, and McKenna is at the Bear Lake Realty free throw line shooting 1 and 1. McKenna's first goes down, back iron and down through. McKenna with 20 in the ball game. Her best 2 games, I think, in succession that she's had as a Rebel varsity player. 27 last night, 20 tonight. Stacy, a second free throw coming at the Bear Lake Realty line. And she switches this one through as well. 21 points, 5 in the quarter. Rebels within 16, 59-43. If they have any hopes of coming back into this one with under 5 to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital 4th, they got to get a stop here. Gracie Watterson inside. Strong move to the hoop and draws the foul. 2 Rebels there. 2 or 3 of them could have committed the foul, and I think they'll say it was Allie Wallenstein. Allie's 3rd personal puts Gracie at the line, shooting 2. I've got Gracie as at 1 for 1 in the ball game from the free throw line, and this one bounces a couple of times on the iron and then falls down through the cylinder. 60-43, back to a 17-point lead for North Summit. 2A's, one of 2A's top teams. I think they've got Kanab and one other team ahead of North Summit. Rebound on a missed free throw. Rebels battle for it and come away with it. Rich pushes up court and throws it away. Long pass intended for Cornea goes too long. 16th turnover of the game for Rich, and they've come in spurts. They had 5 in the first. In their first 6 possessions, they turned it over 5 times. That allowed North Summit to push out to an early lead, and Rich has never fully recovered from that. Also 7 turnovers in the 3rd quarter. McQueen drives, dishes, pretty pass, easy finish. Brecklin Murdoch from the left block. 62-43, back to a 19-point deficit with 4:25 left in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital 4th. Stacy right side looking for Tingey, and Sage looked to do something with it before she had it in possession. So the Rebels turn it over for a 17th time in the game. Against a team like North Summit, you've got to have fewer turnovers than normal to stay in it. Rebels have more turnovers than usual. Entry pass inside, poked away, but the Braves save it. They fire it back in after going around the arc, then to McQueen. She'll drive, put it up and miss, but she's fouled, knocked to the floor. McQueen helped up by a couple of teammates, and the Rebels will pick up a 6th team foul, sending McQueen to the line to shoot 2. On the foul, I believe, J.C. Cornea, and that's J.C.'s 4th. McQueen at the line, swishes the first. McQueen averages 20.7 a game. She's got 14 in this one. But you've got to account for the 5 or 6 or 7 assists that she has. And she averages 5 steals. She's probably right about there as well. I've got her with just 4 rebounds, but hits the second free throw as well. And North Summit's back on top by 21. Rebels have turned it over in each of their last 2 possessions. High post to Hatch, out to Wallenstein, left wing. She wanted the 3, but couldn't get open. And then McQueen a steal across the top as the Rebels pass. And McQueen goes the other end, finishes with the left hand. Stacy fires back up ahead. Staple across the key. Hatch put up quick shot from the left block, misses. She was at an angle where she just couldn't use the glass, and then she couldn't get the shot to go. McQueen, a flying shot, misses as she goes down. It was just short from the right block, and Allie Wallenstein with the Rebel rebound. Stacy fires to the left wing. Thompson, last push attempt here for the Rebels, or are they just content to come away with a tough loss against a very good team? North Summit's defense not pressuring nearly as high as they have been most of the game. Stacy on the baseline, drives the baseline. She's bumped out of bounds. No, she stepped on the baseline, and the Rebels turn it over for the third time in 4 possessions. 3:04 left. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, fourth quarter. Rebels have nothing to hang their head about with a loss against a team this good in North Summit. Long pass by Brecklin Murdoch. Too far toward the baseline. Hannah Lehman can't corral it. 9th turnover of the game for North Summit by my tally. I've missed some of the action here because of the issues we've had. Folks unplugging my extension cord, taking us off the air momentarily at a couple of different points. Thompson across the top. Staple. Kendall had 5 points in the win last night over Manila. Rebels needed every one of those. Stacy drives from the right or from the left corner, and she's fouled on her way to the hoop. McKenna will go back to the line and shoot 2. The foul, Brecklin Murdoch, and I believe that's just her second. So McKenna at the Bear Lake Realty free throw line to shoot 2. If you're looking for beachfront or room with a view, maybe a secluded mountain retreat, buy now and start enjoying beautiful Bear Lake. Visit BearLakeRealty.com. Taylor McKinnon checks into the game with 2:36 left to go. Sydney Hatch probably finished her afternoon. 4 points, 5 rebounds. Kennedy Garfield also checks into the game, and Alyssa Richens as well for North Summit. As Stacy toes the line for her second Bear Lake Realty free throw of this trip. She's made her last 7, made her last 8, 9 actually in a row for McKenna. Rebels down by 21, down to the right corner. Pass back up top. Stacy's the first one to get to it. She's out in front of everybody. Dribbles and misses. A lot of contact, no foul. Off defensive rebound for Garfield, and she'll dish it off to Hadley Richens. Stacy with the station in Randolph Steele, but among traffic, couldn't quite finish. Richens, Garfield to Richens again, then to Alyssa Richens. If you have a question about who has the ball, you can just say Richens. You might be right about 40% of the time with this North Summit team. You've got Marcy Richens, who we haven't seen in varsity action, but then Alyssa Richens, Tisha Richens, Hadley Richens, Brinley Richens. 5 different Richens on the team. Driving is Tisha Richens on the baseline. She tries to go into the paint, and the Rebels poke the ball away. It's on the baseline, out of bounds to Rich. 66-45. Rebels will send in Taylor Cornea, Fallon Johnson, and Sage Tingy. Walentine, Thompson, and Stacy check out. So it's McKinnon, Johnson, Staple, Tingy, and Taylor Cornea on the floor. Tingy across the timeline. Defense coming out high. And Rich lobs a pass. Richens back to Tingy on the right wing. She'll bounce it right corner. Staple quickly to McKinnon. She'll put up the shot and just miss, but Taylor Cornea, the offensive rebound, and the putback is in. Taylor has a knack for scoring the basketball, whether it be on offensive rebounds or finding shots on her own or through the Rebels executing their offense. 66-47, Rebels trail. Fired pass inside, deflected away by McKinnon. Last touched by, I believe, Watterson. It goes out of bounds off of North Summit. Rich has it with 1:10 left to go. Tingy inbounds to Cornea. Back to Tingy. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Invite you to stay tuned for our post-game show. We'll have the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap and a lot more. Inside to Fallon Johnson. Couldn't find a shot she liked, so she kicks it back outside, and the Rebels reset. Taylor, high post to Johnson. Fallon turns, nowhere to go with it. Back out to Cornea. Taylor drives to the baseline. Double team comes, and she can't hold on to it, gives it away. Tisha Richens with the steal. Rebel 5th turnover of the quarter. I've got them with 20 in the game. A valiant effort by the Rebels tonight. North Summit beat Altamont 78-22 earlier this week. Richens to Garfield. Hadley Richens gives to Tisha Richens. Back to Garfield. She'll try to squeeze a pass through 2 Rebels, and Kendall Staple comes up with a station in Randolph Steele. 16 seconds left to go. Rebels trailing by 19. Staple back across to Tingy. Sage attacks, cut off. She'll turn, shoot. Drew the contact, but didn't draw the whistle. Watterson up ahead, and Alyssa Richens does the classy sportsman-like thing and just stops, runs out the clock rather than attacking and scoring. And North Summit wins. Well, we got knocked off the air again. I don't know, somebody's playing some kind of joke on us with our extension cord. They've unplugged it at least 4 times. 66-47 the final score. This fourth quarter has been brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. We'll be back with our post-game show right after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Hello all, Dr. Dog here. I want to talk to you about PetMinerals.com. By merging the highest quality veterinary grade ingredients with highly advanced mineral technology, PetMinerals.com produces the most innovative pet supplements on the market. The supplements focus on specific needs like hip and joint, digestive, and overall diet. You and I both know a healthy pet is a happy pet. Show your pets how much you care. Order them supplements today at PetMinerals.com.
In addition to local information and the best live coverage of local sports, you can stream music 24/7 at mylocalradio.com. Log on and choose the music you like best. Classic or modern country, indie, adult contemporary, or classic rock. Stream it live through your computer or cell phone. Listen to the music you want and don't miss the information you need. Like us on Facebook and visit mylocalradio.com today.
Bring your vehicle for service at Rocky Mountain Yeti and feel the difference. It's easy. Visit with one of the friendly service riders and then relax and enjoy hot waffles and ice cream. While you relax Yeti style, your vehicle will be worked on by our experienced mechanics. From regular maintenance to major repairs, we do it all. Have your service work done at Rocky Mountain Yeti in Evanston and feel the difference. Get Yeti'd today.
Ooh, yeah.
100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
Welcome back post-game. Time for your Jimmy John's Freaky Fest recap. Jimmy John's at 113 Front Street in Evanston, where fresh and fast meet. It's the Jimmy John's Freaky Fest recap. The Rebels capping off the weekend at North Summit after a 62-60 overtime win at Manila on Friday night. The Rebels took back to the road and played in Coalville at North Summit. The Braves jumped out to an 8-0 lead, but the Rebels battled back and trailed by just 1 at the end of the first quarter, 12-11. Rich tied it up at 10 at one point, but never took a lead in that first quarter. Second quarter, North Summit put on an exhibition on how to run an offense. They scored 28 points. Rebels had a pretty good second quarter as well, scoring 15, but it wasn't enough to keep pace. And North Summit led by 14 at the half. They pushed that lead out further in the third quarter. Rebels battled back and boy, it gave a great effort, but just couldn't contest and couldn't get back into it against a very fast-paced, athletic, and good North Summit team. Braves earned the win 66-47 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. McKenna Stacy led all scorers with 23. Sage Tingy had 10. For North Summit, Hadley Richens had 19. Kennedy McQueen, a little below her per game average. She had 17 in the game. Gracie Watterson 12. Brecklin Murdoch had 10, also in double figures, and North Summit improves to 14-1 on the season. Rebels dipped to 13-3. That's your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Jimmy John's at 113 Front Street in Evanston. Gourmet sandwiches fresh and fast every day. We'll take a quick break. We'll have your McKay Frankham Dental Services Precision Play, the Rolling Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet Shot and Play, plus the Pugstone Sporting Goods adjustment of the game coming up when we return on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
You're tuned in to Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ Evanston.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the tire professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. I perform total hip, total knee, and total shoulder replacement. The huge majority of patients of mine that have undergone total joint replacement have been dealing with pain and disability for many years. After joint replacement and recovery, patients are back to doing the activities that they want to do.
Welcome back to the post-game show. This game will wrap up our weekend of Rebel sports. Rebel boys play tonight. In fact, they start in 3 minutes against South Summit, the varsity game. I wish it was an hour later. I could hustle up, just shorten the post-game show and run back to Randolph. But even if I left right now, I wouldn't get there till about the game time. Game was ending, and I still have to pack up all the equipment. And anyway, so it won't work out, and our apologies to the Rebel boys. Won't be able to cover their game tonight, but we wish them the best of luck against South Summit at home. The Pugstone Sporting Goods adjustment of the game tonight, I wanted it to be Rebels adjusting to the tempo and the pressure of North Summit and taking care of the basketball. They did at times, but it wasn't consistent enough to be the Pugstone Sporting Goods adjustment of the game. However, a good adjustment by Rich. With the exception of the second quarter, Rich really did keep North Summit in check on defense. North Summit scores 65 a game, and they scored 28 in the second quarter. That was way too big of a second quarter for the Braves. But outside of that, the Rebels did a pretty decent job defensively against an offense that has a lot of firepower in North Summit. So I think that's your adjustment. Rich has played a man-to-man almost the entire season, but they went to a 2-3 zone tonight, and with the exception of the second quarter, it worked pretty well. Pretty good Pugstone Sporting Goods adjustment of the game. The Rolling Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet play of the game goes to Lauren Thompson. At one point late in the third quarter, North Summit had the basketball on a fast break, and it was Thompson 1 against North Summit 4. It was a 4-on-1 break, and Thompson able to get the steal and stop the break in its tracks. Kennedy McQueen tried to pass around Lauren, and she just reached out, took it away. It was a beautiful Station Randolph steal, and your Rolling Kennedy play of the game. Rolling Kennedy at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet shot of the game. I think McKenna Stacy's three-pointer to tie things up at 10. Rebels never had a lead in this game, but that three-pointer by McKenna in the first tied it up at 10 points apiece. And it was a big-time shot from Stacy. She finished the game with 3 T7 Propane and Woodruff three-pointers and 23 points, including, 4, 8, 12, 10 of 12 from the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. The McKay Frankham Dental Services precision play of the game. McKay Frankham Dental Services at reasonable rates for the whole family at 170 Arrowhead Drive, number 1 in Evanston. That goes to Allie Wallenstein. Second quarter, Rebels were down by 11. They were trying to push back in. Wallenstein got the ball in the left wing, and against a 1-3-1 defense, a zone that extends out high, you've got to attack. Wallenstein did just that in the second quarter. Faked a three, attacked the zone, split through the defense, drove all the way to the hoop, and laid it up and in on the left side. It was a nice play, great attack by Wallenstein for the finish. And that's your McKay Frankham Dental Services precision play of the game. Stay tuned. Coming up on the Rebel Sports Update, we'll visit with Allie Jarman about the Rebel drill team. That's coming up when we return right here on the postgame show on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. Again, a final score, North Summit 66, Rich 47.
It's fun helping each customer find the best vehicle for their needs. I'm Tracy Lawley, and I've worked with my brother Kirk for 23 years. Back in 1969, my grandfather Donnell Jensen sold a customer this 1969 Dodge Charger. Years later, I had the opportunity to sell that same customer a new Dodge truck. And we continue to have the opportunity to serve his children and grandchildren. If you're buying a car from someone who isn't having fun, you should definitely come see me before you sign on the dotted line.
In today's world, with so many places to shop and so many options to choose from, sometimes you have to boil it down to one simple question: where do I get treated the best? At Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, we work hard to make sure every customer knows how much we appreciate them. We love what we do, and we believe in the products we sell. Our goal is to build a lasting friendship with every customer so we can serve you and your family for generations. Visit us today, Cash Honda Yamaha, 3765 US 91, Hyde Park, Utah.
North Summit with the win, a 19-point victory, 66-47 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. They have been blowing opponents out. In fact, that's their closest win. I mean, you look at what they did earlier this week, a 56-point win over Altamont. They beat Utah Military 73-13 last Tuesday, January 15th. Destroyed North Summit, hammered Duchesne. So for Rich to even keep it within 19. That's the closest game that North Summit has had since December 15th when they beat Millard, 3A Millard, 59-46. Prior to that, their closest game, I guess right after that, they lost to Emory, but their closest win since, well, the beginning of December has been this, well, the middle of December, I guess, December 15th has been this one, a 19-point win over the Rich Rebels. We're in the post-game show, and it's time to move on to our Rebel Sports Update. Let's hear from Allie Jarman. Ryan Steineckert with Allie Jarman, a junior at Rich High School. Allie, thanks for your time.
You bet.
So drill team you're in your big time of the year, right? You just had regionals. You got state coming up in a couple of weeks. How did regionals go?
Regionals went really well. We got second in our region. Monticello got first. We placed pretty good compared to like our scores this time from our last competition. Like just the scores went up. Our difficulty points went up, which is very important. We just need to improve on our showmanship, I think.
So what does that entail? I mean, because if you watch, I think the standard for 1A drill was the Talons for a while, right? And you'd see them dance, and they're making crazy faces and smiling and opening their mouths real wide. Is that kind of what that is, or is there a lot more to showmanship?
That's pretty much what it is, like facials, like your energy, how much energy you give, and like definitely putting our shoulders back. We really struggle with that, and like wanting to be out there and just hitting every move and like putting lots of energy into it.
Will that be a big part of focus of practice the next few weeks? Rehearsal is, I mean, you're getting the moves down, right? You know the dances now, so work on the showmanship a bit?
Yeah, we have the dances pretty good. We just need to work on, what you said, just the showmanship and getting everything just perfectly to a T and being more sharp and doing everything we can to look good.
What numbers do you participate in with the drill team?
I'm in military and dance. Kick is a little too much for me. I can't kick very high.
Is dance the characters, the race car costumes, right?
Character and kick switch off every other year, so it's kick this year. So, yeah, that's what the race car one is.
Allie, do you have a favorite between those two that you mentioned?
Dance is my favorite. I love the music, and then we just added blue to our white costumes, which is pretty awesome.
Is the military, since it's so strict and precise, is that a little less fun for you?
No, I love military. I absolutely love it. But, I don't know. I just love how let loose I get with dance. But definitely military is one of my favorites.
What's it like having Mom for the drill team, the coach, the manager? What's her title?
Coach. Sometimes it stresses me out, but for the most part, it's really awesome. And I get to help her out a lot. And so it's pretty great. She's awesome.
Does she get out there and dance and show you guys moves a lot, or is she mostly on the sidelines on the bench?
Oh, no. She used to be on the drill team, so she one day was able to do her splits. But, no, for the most part, she just stands back and lets us do most of the dancing.
Allie, looking forward to the state competition at UVU. Is there something specific that you want to get better on or work on?
I definitely want to get more sharper in military. That's my biggest goal. And keep my shoulders back like I was talking about earlier. And, for the most part, just getting my showmanship up.
Did you grow up dancing, doing other dance classes or anything?
No, there's nothing like that here, like back when I was little. But I only did, like, little girls cheer and drill, so.
So what has kept you wanting to be on the drill team? What do you like about it?
I just like how different it is every year. Like every year we just get new routines, and I love how much fun we have with each other, and we just bond, and dancing is so fun. And I can keep a pretty good beat, I feel like, so that's pretty much my favorite part of dancing.
Allie Jarman, a junior at Rich High School, thanks for your time. Good luck at the state drill competition and with the musical and everything else in your junior year.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Allie. Our final score again, North Summit 66, the Rebels 47. One more quick break, and we'll wrap this thing up and join the Wyoming Cowboys game in progress right after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit MyLocalRadio.com today to stream it all live.
Looking ahead to next week, parent-teacher conferences Monday and Tuesday from 3:30 to 7 p.m. Wyoming Cowboys are in action tonight, right now at New Mexico. We'll get to that game in just a few seconds here, but first, let's look ahead a little bit to next week. The Cowboys will be hosting San Jose State on Tuesday night in the AA. Tip-offs at 7 p.m. Cowgirls are in action at San Jose State with a tip-off at 7 that same night. Thursday, January 24th is our next Rebel broadcast as the girls host the Lyman Eagles. Freshmen at 4, JV at 5:30. Our varsity pregame is at 6:30. Friday, January 25th, the girls are at Westside. And we'll be at Westside with the girls to broadcast that game next Friday night. Rebel wrestling team is at Sugar Salem tournament next Friday and Saturday. And the Ridge Middle School Royals basketball team is at Lyman with games beginning at 8 a.m. next Friday, January 25th. Then Saturday, the January 26th, the Rebel boys are at Mount Vernon in a region game. Pregame is at 5 o'clock right here on KADQ, and I believe no JV game. Rebel wrestlers continue at the Sugar Salem tournament. Ridge Middle School Royals are at Big Piney. And then the Wyoming Cowboys and Cowgirls take on Boise State. The women at home, and the men, the women at home, the men on the road. That's going to do it for our post-game show, our look ahead to next week. And again, our final score on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Rich gives North Summit a battle, but North Summit wins 66-47 on the Stacy's Repair scoreboard. Join us again next Thursday when the Rebels host Lyman at Rich High School. Our pregame coverage starts at 6:30 for the varsity game next Thursday night. For tonight's videographer, Kaylee Cornea. No, not Kaylee Cornea. Kaylee Hatch. Thank you, Kaylee. I apologize to say your name wrong. Kaylee Hatch, our producer, Jordan Bowie back in the studio. We'll join the Wyoming Cowboys in progress right now on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Ryan Steineckert. We'll talk with you again soon.
You've been tuned into Rich High School basketball on Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3, with live video stream online at MyLocalRadio.com. Today's broadcast has been brought to you by these Rebel supporting businesses and individuals: Pet Mineral Labs, Plains Tire, MyLocalRadio.com, Jensen Wood Motors of Montpelier, Idaho, the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, by Westar Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, Evanston Regional Hospital, and by Rocky Mountain Yeti. The proceedings have been a wholly owned production of Old West Media, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the aforementioned rights holder. Our executive producer is Val Cook. We thank our office manager, Kayleen Anderson, and our sales manager, Julie Burley, along with KNYN Sports Director, Jake Hibbard, Bridger Valley Sports Director Sean Bennett, and production assistants Jordan Bowie, Preston Bush, and AJ Lamb. Biggest thanks of all to our sponsors and to you for tuning in. We invite you to visit MyLocalRadio.com for archived games and past interviews with Rebel players and coaches. Thank you for joining us on this presentation of Rich Rebel Basketball on KADQ FM 98.3 and online at MyLocalRadio.com. Until the next time the ladies take the court, go Rebels!